Greetings. Welcome to Safe Space Talks Mind Mastery. I'm Nigeria Anderson. I'm your host for today, and today's topic is mirror neurons. Now, what are mirror neurons? Mirror neurons represent a distinctive class of neurons that discharge both when an individual executes a motor act and when he observes another individual performing the same or similar motor act. A mirror neuron is a neuron that fires both when an action is performed and when you see someone do the same action. So it's pretty much you're copying someone else. This allows babies to imitate other humans they see, participating in learning new skills. Example, learning how to walk, learning how to tie their shoes. You know, men teach their male children how to use the bathroom and then they mirror them. So, pretty much it's just, a father shaving, the son watches, and then the son learns that when he gets older how to shave. Likewise, women, the young girl may see her mom in the kitchen cooking, and so the mother will show the young girl how to scramble the eggs, how to bake. These are all part of their mirror neurons. It also causes us to feel emotions when we see other people experience hurt. So someone falls and they start crying. We know that if someone's riding a bike, if they fall off the bike, we may go, oh, that's our mirror neurons in effect, because now our response is, we knew when they hit that curb and that bike flew like that they was going to fall and hurt themselves. And so our mirror neurons responded because we could predict, right, that the outcome was they was going to hurt themselves. Or when you're watching a basketball game or any kind of sports activity and you see someone get hit or thrown and you're just like, ooh, that's your mirror neurons in full effect. See, I like to let you guys know tools, language, why we do the things that we do, what is the reasoning behind our behavior. This is what I just want to share here at Safe Space Talks, because there's a reason why people act the way they do. So, I'm here to give y'all those reasons, because why I have always been so curious is why they act like that. I don't understand. And plus, my own personal experience to help you guys out. Some say our mirror neurons are connected to empathy, but it is non-conclusive at the time of this taping. The studies are still early. It's only been a decade of the work trying to figure out what mirror neurons are in comparison from the monkeys and the humans, So first it was identified in monkeys in the 1990s. Mirror neurons are also known as monkey see, monkey do cells. So simply because it was discovered by scientists working on a monkey, the story goes that they were doing a test and the monkey saw a human do something and then he mimicked what the human was doing based on a full action. So I believe they went out to lunch and the monkey saw them eating, and then the monkey wanted to duplicate what he saw the humans do. I'm not sure why we always gotta be in association with the animals, but hey, In humans, though, however, let's get back on track. In humans, neurons that discharge during the execution of perception of actions have been identified in various parts of the brain, including the medial frontal cortex and in the medial temporal cortex. Y'all got to Google that. I do not have an expert on with me today to go through what that all means, but it's true. Mirror neurons are fundamental to promote positive visualization exercise. I love visualization exercises. It, at first I thought it was like fake. I thought like, what's visualization, right? But let me tell you guys, visualization exercises work. I'm going to have to tell you one day how I got a lot of stuff doing visualization exercises. And of course, praying to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But just kind of visualization exercises, they work. I was skeptic, but it works. And it includes strength, like say, for example, when you're watching an exercise video, it is good for values when you're watching an educational video, and compassion, understanding hurt, and sadly, trauma. Now, I have no evidence of this, but maybe this is why triggers connected to PTSD trauma can be, again, I'm no doctor. I don't know if that's true or not, but, we'll, you never know. You never know. And plus, like I said, they're still doing research on all of this. And so I'm just trying to give you some highlights of their findings and, what's been going on. So mirror neurons may give you the tools to enhance your well-being by finding that area in you that needs improvement and watching videos, how to dress. If you want to be a model, you may watch modeling videos and, see how the women walk or the men walk, and then you're imitating or you're retaining the information of what you watched, and then you repeat it. So when people are trying to win clients, let's say maybe they may use visual examples. When students are taking an art class, the teacher will provide visual instructions. Or say an employer has a job opening, and maybe they may use a visual exam, let's say maybe for a chef or something like that. I'm not sure, but those are some examples or some ways people may use visualization. Now, remember when last video I spoke about marketers and salespeople using music and colors? They're tapping into your mirror neurons when they do that. You got to go back and watch Mind Tricks and Twists 1 and 2. The reason my mirror neurons are important. Studies show these methods are done because it shows higher activation in the mind of the human using a mirror system when an observed action was being imitated. In humans, imitation learning likely requires a higher level of cognitive functions in addition to the mirror system. So I always say, and I didn't even realize that I was using the mirror neurons, I'm a visual learner. If you show me something, I can pick it up easier than if you don't show it to me. And it's just easier for me to grasp and get if you just show me how to do it. If you show me how to do it, I'm gonna know how to do it. So mirror neurons help us in Imitating and comprehending others' activity is particularly helpful, as I mentioned, in young children's learning skills because they learn how to do something, such as speech, right? Say mommy, right? We say that to the children when we want to say mommy or daddy, or Liberty Moot, Liberty Mutual. Y'all owe me a check for that one. Movement, right? You want to come on, walk this way, walk towards me. You're activating their mirror neurons, okay? And play, throw the ball this way, or you know, pick up the toy and do it like this. That's the how. Mirror neurons also appear to provide sufficient information to predict why someone is performing the behavior they are engaged in. And this is a powerful mechanism even for our emotional understanding. Remember, I said if we're watching someone ride a bike and we almost see an accident, we're like, oh, right, because we can predict that they're going to hurt themselves, that this is getting ready to be horrible, this is not good. So because there's been a pattern of us visualizing that when A happened, then the result is this. So that's part of our mirror neurons, that we have gathered some information that now we can predict what's going to happen next. And it's different from, let's say, identifying a behavior as opposed to being able to solidly predict the outcome of what to predict the outcome of what's going on next. So how do we benefit from our mirror neurons? Glad you asked me. Initiating, because we have our mirror neurons activated, we can initiate things, we can plan, we can coordinate movements for learning actions, like a choreographer. You want to learn how to dance like Janet Jackson or Beyonce or whoever, right? The choreographer is going to show you 1, 2, 3, go, right? And then you're going to mirror them. That's so good. Say that. This is so good. Processing sensory information related to touch and movement, awareness of the body position. So if I go like this, I'm fixing my glasses, I'm putting my hat, fixing my hat. Our mirror neurons, if you watch me do that, you kind of knew, or you could predict, I'm sorry, that that's what I was going to do. Mirror neurons also appear to provide that sufficient information to predict even why someone is performing the behavior they are engaged in. And this is a powerful mechanism of emotional understanding as well. So not only are you able to predict what I may do, but you have the sufficient information of what I'm doing because you have that data. So again, like a choreographer showing you how to dance, you're able to follow the steps with with that sufficient information to predict the next move. And you understand that when someone's dancing, you already know, oh, they dancing, they're dancing. It's already you already got that down pat. So make sure you understand what mirror neurons are doing, because basically you're just imitating life. And that is how the salespeople and the marketers get us. That's how they get us. I told you the music and the colors, but they do all kinds of things, messing with your mirror neurons to get you enticed and and get you to expect, right, sufficient information to predict why, right? They give you all of this stuff so that you can, you know, want to get involved. Perfect example, the gym, right? The trainer is teaching you how to do squats. So trainer says, this is how I want you to do the squats, and then you do the squats. Same thing with lifting weights, same thing with jumping jacks. And when I mentioned processing our emotions and regulating our emotional response, I can equate that to filmmakers. Filmmakers use their creative skills to activate our mirror neurons. So they create a character, sensationalize that character, and hope others want to be like them. That's what they're doing. You don't believe me? Who remembers the slogan, everybody wants to be like Mike, in relation to Michael Jordan? Mirror neurons. And so, although mirror neurons are still under debate and people aren't, they're still arguing if this is this and that is that, I'm giving you the gist of it here. Again, I'm no doctor. Again, this is for information, education, to give you tools to help you understand signs of why people are doing the things that they're doing. So, how mirror neurons are fired in relationships to our emotions, because I'm talking about the emotions, I talk about the film. For the most part, it's related to repetition. As I said, once you continue to see something, you're able to repeat it, imitate, copy it. And now when you see that again, your mirror neurons have stored that you can expect that. So if you see someone squatting, and if you had a good gym trainer and they're not squatting right, you'd be like, that's not even how you're supposed to squat. Because your mirror neurons are reminding you that to properly squat, you have to, squat like this, or whatever. So another example is seeing someone grab a bottle of water. Because you've seen someone a million times, even yourself, you grab a bottle of water, you twist the top, you get ready to drink, you can predict that someone who grabs a bottle of water is going to drink. You get surprised if they pick it up and throw it at you, or open it and throw the water on you. But however, for the most part, the average person sound and in their right mind is actually picking it up because they're thirsty. So you can predict that's what they're going to do, and they're going to sip. And so when you predict that action, that's your mirror neurons activated. Mirror neurons activate. So, so your mirror neurons is able to identify the intention associated with the behavior of them picking up the bottle of water, opening it up, and drinking, which gives us the ability to imitate a behavior. So again, reverting back to a child, if a child sees their parent open up a bottle and drink out of the bottle, they know that if they get a bottle, to open it up and to drink out of it. Now, I mentioned about filmmakers. So actors, when we're watching a film or a movie, actors show us how to run away when there's a threat, cry and be emotional, how to be sexy, how to be over sexual. You know, so when there's a breakup or a death or a celebration, in your mind, you might actually go back to a movie scene. Not everybody, but sometimes this may happen. And you may go back to the movie scene where you felt emotionally attached to it. And so that will be your mirror neurons in activation in regards to your emotions. Now, they're still researching if there's any relationship to mirror neurons and your emotions or compassion. Again, I don't have all the evidence to support it, but I do believe that there is a connection there. So that may be a way our mirror neurons play a role in our emotional makeup. Again, the data that's collected, that if there's an accident or someone falls, we're kind of like, oh, because of the data that we have already in our mind, that someone falling, there's that possibility they're going to hurt themselves. And so, what I respect today is how our parents used to say, go in the room, go to bed, or put us to bed, before they had their little card party or their little party where they was drinking and smoking and carrying on. I grew up, and one of my aunts lived on Washington Avenue in the Bronx, and back in the 70s, y'all know what it was in the boogie. And they used to send me and my cousins in that room, and the 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 fire of getting our butt whooped if we dare came out of that room for anything, to see them gouging and kissing and all kinds of stuff, because we looked through the peek hole, so we was watching anyway and trying to look underneath the door. Child, kids, you gotta watch these kids. But we knew we weren't supposed to do that. We were trying, but then we get tired and we go on to sleep. But they was protecting our mirror neurons. They was protecting us from seeing them act inappropriately, which was good, even though, we understood like that's not good behavior, because let me tell you, they get drunk, then a fight break out, they was cussing, it was just crazy. So I grew up eating the meat and spitting out the bones, which I enjoyed listening to all the good music that they were playing, and all the cussing, smoking, drinking, and doing drugs. I spit out. That's not my thing. I was like, nah, I'm good. But today, our children are so overexposed, it's hard to protect their mirror neurons. Selah. So mirror neurons are good when you want to make a change in your life. You see the light of Christians going to church on Sunday morning. They look bright. They got their Bible. They spry. They got their family. They walking inside the church. And you may say, hey, they look good. I want to, I want to do that. So maybe that next Sunday you get dressed, you wash and get cleaned up, and you walk to church spry. And hey, I'm going to church today. You may see an executive walking in a office building, and he's clean, got his good clothes on, and you may say, he's somebody, right? So then you may want to run, go get you a suit, and that might make you feel like you the top dog in your organization. So again, it's just imitating some of the things that you see that trigger something in you that might make you say, I think I want to do that. I want to look good, or I want to lose weight, or I want to I want to do something great. But it all starts with you. Remember, thoughts, right? And again, everything we say here is so connected to this and connected to that. That's why we're going to just keep giving it to you. So remember, I mentioned visualization. That's how it can start. You saw something, and now you want to imitate it, but prayerfully, it's for good and not evil, because we've had drug dealers and rappers who have made their mark in the minds of many to desire to mirror, and that didn't go too well for some, and it's not always the best mirror system to follow. So make sure what you want to mirror is positive and not negative. Well, that's it, guys. That's what I have for you today. Remember, we're here Wednesdays at 12 p.m. noon. Tell your friend to tell a friend and just hang out with me. All right. Appreciate you.